Hello, welcome back to Fractional Calculus class. My name is Swandolafeng Gudobe, and today we'll be checking some calculations using the power rule. Alright, you can check our first video on this particular fractional calculus course, and you will find out how we derived the power rule, fraction and derivative. So we have if y equals to xn, then we have the power rule derivative to be the alpha of y equals to gamma n plus 1 over gamma n minus alpha plus 1 x of n, and then minus alpha. Okay, and we got this one, and also we have the constant, that is if y is equals to c, which can also be written as y is equals to c x naught. So where c is a constant, then we have the derivative, the fractional derivative to be and 1 over gamma 1 minus alpha we have it to be 1 minus alpha where the alpha is the order of the derivative, and then we have the constant over x raised to power alpha, and here our alpha is between the range of 0,1. Okay, then thirdly, we can actually extend if we have our y if we have y to be equals to xn, and we have to find, okay, let's say y equals to n, and then we have suppose alpha comma beta belongs to positive real number, then we can have the alpha over the beta to bracket xn is equals to the beta, the fractional derivative alpha plus beta into bracket xn. Then we solved. Okay, so that means that we can actually split our order of derivative. You can find a proof for this one, and it's very easy to prove. So example, the implication of that properties is that if you have to find that 7.3 of function of x. Then we know that this our 7.3, we can actually split it into 2, whereby we have the 3 plus 0.3, which is to give us, that will be 7 plus 0.3, which is to give us 7.3 of f of x. Then we can now split it to be that's 0.3 times the 7 of f of x, and have it as the 0.3. Then we have the 7 over the x7 f of x, and here your 7 is the standard integer, your traditional derivative. So 7 is the standard integer, that is your normal differentiations, but this the operator, that is the fractional other derivative. Alright, so take note of that. Property is very, very powerful and very, very needed, where we are asked to find the derivatives which involve integers and then fraction. So you can split into 2, whereby you find the fraction, the standard integer order, then you now find the fractional order derivatives. So another function I want you to take note is when we have our y to be exponential lambda x, and your lambda is a number, and is going to be a real number. Now, naturally, if you find the y dx according to the normal standard order, we have lambda exponential lambda x. So if you find the square y over the x square, you have lambda square exponential lambda x. So quickly we can just derive a general information here by having the ny over the xn, and that will give us lambda n exponential lambda x. And can we extend this, our n order, to fractional order, whereby we have the alpha y over the x alpha, which is equals to lambda alpha exponential lambda x, whereby we can rewrite this as the alpha of y in respect to x is equals to lambda alpha exponential lambda x. Okay, so if you want to take this, taking this to gamma function, we can actually extend this, to gamma function. So to extend this to our gamma function, we can have where our alpha is equals to alpha plus n we're gonna have alpha is equals to n plus alpha minus n. And by the time we expand this, we have this our alpha. So here this your n is your normal integer, standard integer, and then this alpha minus 1 is your fractional in the fractional part. So, and you also note that our exponential under x, the series notation is exponential summation k equals to 0 to infinity under x raised to power k over k factorial. So by the time we put this here, that is, we have our data alpha, then now become n plus alpha minus n exponential under x, and we're given as data according to the to this rule. According to this rule, so we can have data alpha minus n over data n exponential under x. And we know that our the n, which is normal standard derivatives, so by the time we find the n derivative of that, we have lambda raised to power n exponential lambda x. So since we are differentiating the order of x, we can just bring this lambda n outside. So we have lambda n, then the fractional derivative of alpha minus n of x of exponential lambda x. So let's bring in the series expansion of exponential x has been noted in the above. So we have lambda n, then the fractional derivative of alpha minus n. So we have summation k equals to 0 to infinity lambda x raised to power k over k factorial. Okay, so here we have lambda n, then we have fractional derivative of alpha minus 1 x. Then here I can actually split this to have lambda k and xk, and since I'm only differentiating on that to x, then lambda k become a constant, which I can actually bring outside. I can have something else lambda k also on this one over k factorial also. That is, I can have k, sorry, I have lambda k over k factorial, and k factorial to gamma function. I have gamma m plus, sorry, k plus 1 gamma k okay. So we have lambda k over gamma k plus 1. Then now summation, now we have only our x raised to power k left, and then we have what is again, I think that is all, so to infinity. So now we can actually take in this derivative here, since we are differentiating to respect to x. So this, we can take this outside. Oh, sorry. And little mistake here. Alright, so here we have lambda n taken from here. We have summation k equals to 0 to infinity. Then we bring in our the differentiation operator alpha minus n to respect to x. So instead I'm differentiating respect to x, any other thing I'll take them outside, like lambda k outside over k factorial also outside. Then I'm left with x of k. So, and according to the first rule of the first power rule of derivative, that will give me k equals to 0 infinity lambda k factorial. So if I find the fractional derivatives of x raised to power k, I will have gamma k plus 1 over gamma k plus 1. Then the other derivative, that's minus alpha minus n, which will be plus n, and x is equal to k minus alpha minus k, then minus the other derivative, which is minus alpha minus n, which will be plus n. So if I take the gamma function of k factorial, that will be equal to gamma k plus 1, gamma k plus 1. Then we have gamma k, okay, let's say plus n minus alpha plus 1, and alpha k minus alpha plus n. So this cancel this. Then we realize that we have gamma n summation k equals to 0 to infinity. We have lambda k and then we have x k minus alpha plus n over gamma k plus n minus alpha plus 1. So this is our summation only do with the k parameter. So I can successfully solve n, so bring out x raised to power minus alpha plus n. Then I'm going to have lambda n times x minus n plus minus alpha plus n, which is lambda n minus alpha. Then summation k equals to 0 to infinity lambda k sk over gamma k plus n minus alpha plus 1. So I finally have lambda n x n minus alpha, and summation k equals to 0 to infinity. Bring this together and you have lambda x raised to power k on everything over gamma k plus n minus alpha plus 1. So this is the extensions of the gamma function of alpha. We want to extend it to the gamma function, the fractional order of the exponential function. So this formula will be helpful when you have exponential as your function. So you can extend, you can just split your alpha whereby you alter it, and then you have your solution. So you add that to the previous properties that we have, and then you are good to go. Alright, so let's see some certain example. Let me take my pen and see. if I can solve some examples. So okay, example 1, okay. This pen is too thick, so let me shrink the pen. Alright, I want to see if I can get some example to solve. I'm trying to reduce the thickness. Something must be wrong. So alright, so try to fix what is wrong, then get another video that do with the calculations. Alright, thank you. See you in the next video.